Testing 1 2. Ooh.
Yo,
Yo,
I think we live. What's the deal,
we
man?
live. What up? Welcome back to another edition of the Gym Bag. I'm Markel, one half of the operation. Got my boy Miles, the other half of this operation. What's up, bro?
What's the deal, man? Excited about this one. Got another cool interview. I just kind of want to get right back into it. Before I get into it, Jeremy, what's the deal, man?
Blessed and highly favored. I'm glad that y'all are doing y'all thing, and I appreciate y'all for letting me be a part of it. That's what's up, bro.
For
Likewise,
sure.
bro.
Appreciate you.
All right, man. So tonight we got a really good one, man. If you play high school football here in Kansas City area over these last 2 years, there's a pretty good chance that Jeremy has been the official on the field for one of your games. But he's been doing a lot more than officiating. 2026 was just announced as a Kingdom creator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's built a following of over 300,000 followers on Instagram alone, and he's also the creator of the Be the Difference brand. So tonight we're going to get into all that, his journey, officiating, content creation, Be the Difference, all into that, man. So what's the deal, man? Appreciate you for joining us. Again.
Absolutely. Like I said, man, appreciate y'all for joining me. Y'all even got some updated stats on there. Yeah, man. I just announced that I got to be a part of the Kingdom Creator group, and it's funny that how like full circle moment that they came. I've always been a Chiefs fan, and to be able to be a part of the first content creator group for the Chiefs is actually like it's wild. It's crazy, bro. Like nobody would have, if you would have told me this in high school, I'd have been like, yeah, all right. But to be able to do it now is fire, man. So I appreciate that.
Congrats on all that, Markel. Go ahead and get us started, man.
For sure. We definitely want to circle back to that and kind of like get your perspective on what all of that entails. But for right now, we kind of want to start it, take it back to the beginning. So for people who may not know your story, take us back to what got you involved in sports, and when did you realize being an athlete was something you wanted to pursue and take serious?
Hey, real quick. My camera. Yeah. Hey, Markel, is your camera messing up real quick?
Damn, I do see that.
Hold on, real quick. Hold up.
What the fuck?
All right. Okay, yeah, try that, brother. Try that. Oh, all right. Hold on. Had to get the
hold on, we good. We good.
We got to get Bible. Hold on. My fault.
Yeah. We had to get right.
All right, my fault. Didn't mean to cut you off, Jen. All right.
All right. Take it from the top, bro. So, take us back to the beginning. Where'd you get your start in sports? And, what made, being an athlete stand out to you?
Yeah, bro. I started back like every athlete, bro. Back in first, second, third grade. I've been an athlete my whole life, bro. But I started being a referee when I was around like 13. So my pops, he was like, hey, you gonna have to start making some money around here. So I was like, all right, what's the deal? And then he always was refereeing with my brother, and I did not want to do that shit, bro. So I was like, whatever. I ain't have really no say so. It kind of dragged me along with it. So it was a weekend. My dad and my brother that's refereeing with each other at Raytown South, and there's a picture that I gotta send y'all. But there's a picture of me, my dad, and my brother, and we all refereeing, and I'm just sitting there like this, bro, mad because I did not want to do it, bro. But long story short, it helped me getting into refereeing. Really helped me understand the other aspect of sports. Because whenever you become a referee, you see how the referee calls the game. You see what they let go. You notice what they can't see. So it helped me commit less fouls. It helped me get away with certain things out while I was playing. So I did basketball. I did baseball. I'm not going to say I never played football. I stopped playing football in 8th grade, which a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think I played football in high school and in college. But I didn't touch football after, I don't think, 7th grade. But I love the referee football because it's just, I don't know, man. I try to tell people all the time, it's nothing like Friday Night Lights, bro. Like, for sure. I've refereed college. I've never touched the NFL. I've been on the field for some NFL games. But, man, when it comes to refereeing Friday Night Lights, undefeated, bro. Undefeated.
For sure. Speaking of that referee, I kind of had a good question. You kind of segued us into it. For some people who only see referees for a couple hours on Friday night, what does it actually take to prepare to officiate for a high school game at that level? Like, how long do you got to get prepared? What goes into it before that coin flip?
It starts before like literally if you took it serious, it's really year round. Like it started in January, bro. Because even after January, after February, and the whole thing is over with, you got spring ball and whatnot. But officials, they go to camps. And this is for high school too, but more so for college. They go to camps throughout the off season. They travel and go to different clinics. But we have meetings once a week on Mondays. We have a test that we have one test that we have to take. We have a rules mechanics meeting that we a rules meeting that we have to go through online or during the meetings that we go through. And some officials, they even have groups to where they go over test questions once or twice a week throughout the week. And then getting to the game, we're expected to be on the field an hour before the game, making sure that all the pylons are correct, making sure we're checking in with the clock operator, making sure that all the athletes have their correct equipment on, making sure that the clock itself works, making sure everything is set up, and then we get into the game. But man, it's so much stuff that goes into preparation for. We even watch film after the game and critique certain plays. Like I know for college, you get graded on every flag that you throw. So you have to go in and put every flag that you threw and then like basically grade yourself, but you also get graded on it too. So officials, we watch film, we do all of that stuff, bro. So it's not just, oh, we showing up to the game and we don't want to be there, so we're not throwing flags, or we hate this one team so I'm gonna throw a flag. That's like, I ain't gonna say it don't happen because I can't speak for every official, but for me and my crew, that's not what we do. So we out there to make sure that the environment is safe and to make sure that everybody has a good time and to put on a show, because at the end of the day, they out there to see the kids play. They're not out there to see us. And even though I have gained some followers, like they not out at the end of the day, they're not out there to see me. They out there to see the kids to go crazy.
Right. And you kind of just mentioned it. It sounds like it's a lot of pressure being a referee, a lot that goes into it, really tedious. But you're still human at the end of the day. Referees can make the correct call and still have an entire arena, stadium, or whatever, not disagree with them or not agree with them, I should say. So how do you block out the noise and stay locked in when you know everyone watching might not agree with like what you're doing? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's it. That's it. Because any call that I make, I'm going to piss somebody. I'm going to make somebody mad. Yeah. So as long as I'm confident in my call and I know I'm making the right call, that's all I can do, bro. You can yell at me all you want to. I don't care. Bro said, let me hold $1. I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't care because I do care, but I don't care about you yelling at me because we don't answer to the coaches. We don't answer to the fans. We answer to our assigners. We answer to the people that are observing us and supervising us. That's who we answer to. So if we mess up, it's fine. If we mess up, we just can't make the same mistakes twice. And I take that into life and as a life lesson in general. But if we mess up, we need to learn from our mistakes and then move forward. But we're not perfect. Every call is a judgment call at the end of the day, and you're gonna make one side mad whether you make the call or not. So you need to know what you're calling and be confident in your call. So that's easier said than done for me being an official that's done it for a while versus somebody that's just now getting into it. But once you get over that hump of, oh, I think I made the right call, or you like looking for the coach for clarification, that's one thing that you never want to do is look for the coach for clarification. You make your call and you stand on it. So that's me personally. Like, I'm getting paid to be out here, but at this point, it's not even about the money because I'm an adult now. So like refereeing used to be about money. Like now I have a full-time job. This is something that I do because I still love doing it.
Already.
Nah, for real. So sticking to that, I know like in many different sports, like teams will literally like do scouting reports on the referee crews to kind of like learn, their tendencies. And if they call this more often, or, in basketball, this referee crew might call more fouls at the rim, and football, this referee crew might, they might be a little more lenient on pass interference, So do you referee with the same crew every time on a high school level, or is it different? And how do you go about, like tendencies like that?
So every refereeing crew is not different, even though the rules are the same and we're supposed to but everybody's not different. And that's why you can't, bro, that's like saying all black people do this or all white people do this. Everybody's different, bro. So like, even though we have the same rules and the same standards, some referees are going to be a little bit more lenient. Some referees are going to be a little bit more strict. It just depends on who you work with. And based off of the crews. But for me personally, my crew, we do work with the same, I work with the same other 4 guys every week. If somebody's missing, we fill in, but more than likely for a varsity crew, you're going to see the same guys with that crew throughout the whole season. And we try to stay consistent. We try to stay consistent with everything. But like I said, at the end of the day, we talk about practice. No, but we talking about like for us, we throw in a flag if it has an effect on the play. Obviously, it has to fall within the rules, but if one side doesn't gain an advantage, we try to stay out of it as much as possible. Because at the end of the day, like as long as the players are being safe, they're not breaking the rules. They're not there to see us. They're there to see the players put on the show. So as long as one side isn't gaining advantage by pulling you down or holding on to you, and we out there to let y'all kick it.
100%.
Go ahead.
So
sure.
you just you mentioned like pulling down is crazy because this is going to my next question. It's a specific call I want to talk about. The horse collar call. That's a call that maybe I had an idea of what it was in my head, but just doing research and learning what the rule really is, it's an entirely different thing. So is there a call that like maybe fans might think this is what it is, but in reality, it's a whole different guideline as far as when to call that play or when to call that penalty?
It's funny you say that because I just posted a video the other day and somebody was like, was that not horse collar? Horse collar, the player they got to reach inside their shirt and then drag them backwards. But if you inside the shirt, you fall forward or off to the side up to front, it's not horse collar.
See, and
rules adjust every single year. So it might be a horse collar right now, but it might not be next year. There might be something that happens this and that. I didn't even realize that if you kick a field goal in high school and it doesn't go past the end zone, it's a live ball. What?
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I
learned that a couple of years ago. You kick you out, and then on top of that, if you kicking there's literally no penalty to you kicking a field goal in high school right now. In Missouri, I will say in Missouri because you got other states that they go by different rules. Like Texas, I think they go by college rules in high school. But in Missouri, if you're kicking a field goal outside of the 20-yard line and it goes and you get a touchback, the other team gets the ball on the 20. It's treated as like a kickoff, basically.
Sheesh. So I feel like every year you're going in, even though you know rules, essentially you got to go in and like relearn everything. Because like you said, something might be 2025, the rule was this. 2026 is a completely different rule. So I didn't know how much actually went into, the preparation of just being an every weekend ref.
It's a lot. That's why I like to say, that's why I like to say, like, if you've already been in the game, it's a lot easier for you to referee that sport. Because if you have, like, for me, I can go referee lacrosse, but I don't know nothing about lacrosse, bro. I'm gonna be out there and lost. So that's why it alleviates some of that pressure, and that's what discourages people from getting into refereeing is they just don't know, and they're not willing to learn with people like parents specifically. Like in youth games specifically, yelling down their back and stuff while they out there trying to learn. But yeah, bro, it's rules change every year, and it's always like one or two rules to change, and you got to add it to all of the other rules that you already know.
For sure. Markel?
Yeah, before I get into my next question, I kind of want to circle back to, so you saying like, the referee crews, y'all try to be as consistent as possible, and I didn't mean when I brought up the, some referee crews call this more than this crew. I know that everybody, tries to stay impartial and whatnot, but how do I word this? Let me make sure I get this right. I might have just lost my thought. Let me come back to that one. So are the nerves to referee in a big game? Maybe not now because you got some skin in the game now, but were the nerves when you first got in it, as the same as, when you were playing sports? Is it them type of nerves or different? Because I would imagine you want to be perfect in both. You don't want to make mistakes. Not just because of the parents or the fans, but because, you know what I'm saying? You want to I got a whistle too.
My whistle was at, and I'm like, yeah, I don't got one.
I got a whistle, but we ain't on all that.
I would say the nerves are a little. I would say they different just because like when you playing, you can take a play off. You can you trying to do all this other stuff, but as a referee, the nerves are there. Like you got to be on it every single play. Cause like, for example, in I think it was last year or the year before, so we got to count defense every single play. And on this play specifically, I think it was 2 plays in a row. The referees didn't count and it cost the team a state championship. I think it was in Missouri, but the team had 12 players on the team. So now 12 players on the field. So now you messed that up. Boy, you might not get a playoff game for a couple of seasons. You might, you know what I'm saying, might get written up by the state. You might have, so it's a little more pressure as an official than it is as a player if you mess up, because now you're messing with your money. But as a player, you can have a bad game. You can have, this and that. But as a referee, you make a mistake, but you make too many mistakes, you might not be getting the as good as games or the amount of games as you want to. So I feel like it's a little bit more pressure as a referee, but people don't understand that side of it per se, especially if you're trying to move up and you're trying to advance as well to the college level and to the next level. You got to be very minimal at making mistakes. And you can have a 99.9% right game, and it comes down to the last call at the end of the game, and then you mess up that call.
Yeah, for sure. Now that's good perspective. That's kind of why I wanted to have you touch on that topic, because I feel like a lot of people don't pay too much attention to that. People just expect referees to be perfect, but they're humans, you know what I'm saying? But the question I wanted to circle back to was, in most sports, how the game is called in the first quarter isn't always how it's called in the fourth quarter. Is that a real thing to you, or how do y'all, go about that? If it's fourth down and it's a pass interference call, but it's like a little on the fence, do you got to make that call, or do you give teams, is it about how you've been calling the game? How do you?
Nah, I think the same. Well, for us, the same way that we referee something in the first quarter is the same way we referee in the fourth quarter. Now you'll hear like, oh, Hail Mary at the end of the play, I ain't calling shit. Like, what I'm saying? Like, but again, we not there to the game. If you allow the game to come into the referee's hands, then that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But we're not going to say, oh, it's 3rd and 10. This team needs to get a first down. And, if he's grabbing onto him even a little bit, I'm going to call it because it's the end of the game. Like, no, if it's a pass interference at the end of the game, it's a pass interference. If it's not a pass interference, then it's not. The game situation don't got nothing to do with that.
Nah, for sure. I feel like, again, that's something that, people should know. And I kind of like when you watch sports, the referees kind of show you from the beginning how this game is going to go, what we're going to call, what we're not going to call. So that's kind of y'all way of communicating through y'all actions. You know what I'm saying? But I know that these coaches be on the sideline probably, yelling some stuff at y'all, but, y'all dictate that.
Especially in basketball. You got, I haven't done basketball in a couple of years, but especially in basketball, the referees will because if you got to control the game as a referee. If you letting stuff slide, it's going to get real sloppy. But if you let them know how, at the beginning, hey, nah. And for the most part, if you talk to the players, talk to the coaches, communicate, you can clean up most of that stuff. So by the end of the game, you ain't even got those problems. But you definitely got to nip it in the bud at the beginning, or it's going to be a long night for you.
For sure.
We've talked about the referee stuff, so I would imagine, we all know when you referee, you wear the same shirt every time, the black and white stripes. But you got some drip when you off the field, and you got a brand, Be the Difference. So how did you come up with that, and what was kind of the inspiration behind, the Be the Difference brand?
Yeah, so that actually I came up with that because of my wife. Shout out to her. Yeah, facts. Shout out to her. So she was like, let's figure out how to. So the whole reason I started miking up was to show people what referees actually do out on the field versus what they actually think that we do. There was a shortage of officials a couple of years ago. We're not at a shortage overall. We still have a shortage in youth sports in different organizations, but as an overall, the shortage has decreased by a lot. And we actually have more numbers than we do now pre-COVID. So I think we had 230,000 across the United States out of the 37 out of 51 states reported, 50 states reported. And then now we have around 260,000. So we don't have a shortage of referees overall, but we still got them in youth sports in different organizations. Right. But she was like, there's more problems in the world than just refereeing. And my whole thing is I'm spreading positivity, walking a mile in other people's shoes, and stuff like that, promoting mental health and just being a better person. And she was like, how can we figure out how to get this message across rather than you just refereeing? Because outside of refereeing season, I haven't done basketball in a couple of years, like I said, so I only referee 10, 12 weeks max out of the year because I got my full-time job. And she was like, how can we continue to spread this message outside of the season? So she was like, let's start selling shirts. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, what give me 1 second.
Yes, sir. While he's doing that, appreciate y'all for being active in the chat. Twan, Russ, appreciate y'all for pulling up and actually talking, you know what I'm saying, for participating in that chat. Right,
so she was like, how can we, spread this message? She was like, let's start making shirts. And I'm like, okay, what is the shirt going to say? So then I started throwing in the chat GPT different, like, this is what I'm doing. I use chat GPT every day. I ain't gonna lie. It be coming up with a bunch of ideas. It'd be bullshit for the most part, but I just need like a little basis and I can tweak it to how I like it. So one of the things said, be the difference, be a ref. And I was like, okay, let me throw this to her. So she was like, okay, I like it, but it only focuses in on referees. How about we take off the be the ref and just leave be the difference?
Bro,
so I was like, okay, cool.
Bro, he is tripping, bro.
Wait, what happened?
I ain't even finna say that shit, bro. All right, I didn't mean to I just read the comment.
So she said, leave off the be the ref and just leave be the difference. And I was like, okay, cool. So I like that. So I was like, how can we make it stand out so that people will actually like look at it and like it? And she was like, you know how the Kansas City hats where people have their or like just hats in general where everything's upside down and like whatever, like an arch and arrow, bro. What are y'all laughing at?
Bro, somebody in the comments said, do you got some be the difference draws? I'm like, bro.
Okay, bro.
Right now, bro. That shit came at a worst time, bro.
No.
Bro, I think that's Marcus B. Remember Marcus?
Hey.
Yeah.
That is stupid, bro.
My fault. I was trying to get it out of my head, but it's like, bro, God.
You said Marcus said that?
Yeah, I think remember the actor.
Yeah.
Bro, he's a fool.
Real.
Bro.
That's the GOAT for real. Look,
he's a fool.
I'm not being my fault. I'm in.
Yeah. You good. So you know how she like people on the hats, they got like LA upside down or Kansas City was like backwards and whatnot. So she was like, let's do that. And I was like, okay. So then she was like, let's make it into a smiley face. So the be the is the two eyes, and then the difference is the smiley face.
That's hard.
A lot of people miss that. But I was like, okay, so then the difference, the letters were upright, but they were in the smiley face. I was like, what if we turn the letters? She said, what if we turn the letters upside down and flip them so that when people look at it, they like, fuck does that say? So like now every time people look at it, it's the first thing that they notice. They like, wait, what does your shit even say? So now, if you look at it from this angle, you'll still see that it says ref right here.
So
that's hard. Referee is still in there as a hidden message. It's a smiley face, and then when you look at it from a distance, you can see
we need some of that for sure. We're gonna have to get some of that.
So we got some new shirts about to drop. We just got pictures taken of them. We got some new shirts. I think they're gonna drop this Friday. But we got the camo, we got crop tops, we got our hoodies. Probably going, I think our hoodies will drop, and then we got crew necks and new hoodies. So but she came up with all that. We came up with the she made the website. She found the manufacturer for the clothes. She got the colors for the clothes, and she does all of that. So
hey, man, I don't know y'all business, but it already sounds like she need a pay raise. Is what I'm hearing. She done came with the shirt, the ideas. She put in some work, bro.
So what's funny is she a real one for real, but we haven't been able to pay ourselves from any of it. So I used to just referee and just take the money and whatever and just do whatever with it. But I haven't paid myself and she hasn't been paid because all of the money that we make through brand deals, refereeing and money that I make from videos, we put that back into the business to get more shirts to sell. Mm-hmm. So everything that we've made, we put it damn near everything. We put it back into buying more clothes and and trying to figure out different ways to spread the message.
Free game. So if you got, so before we move on, where can they get this drip, the shirts, the hoodie sounds? You got some for the females with the crop tops. Where can they get this stuff at?
The youngref.shop. The website is unavailable right now, but the youngref.shop. So it should be available. So we just did our first pop-up shop. So I don't know if we're gonna do another one, but the YoungRef.shop, it should be available soon. But if you go on there, type in your email, you'll get an email that the website is live. And we did a pop-up. So some of the crop tops are about to be sold out. I think we got like two left for extra large pink crop tops. So once they gone, they gone. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, Miles, before you ask your next question, just shout out to, what y'all got with the Be the Difference brand. That's real tough. And shout out to your wife for, the creative design behind that, because that's real in-depth, That's not just something you can throw on a t-shirt. That's a real in-depth shirt, real in-depth brand. And we like that. And we definitely gonna support. You're gonna be seeing us in some of that for sure. So shout out to what you got going on, man. For sure. Shout out.
I appreciate that, bro. It's real, it's when people compliment your shoes, I that's one of my favorite things. People compliment my shoes. But it's a different thing whenever I'm walking around and people are complimenting my shirt. Like that shit hits more than my shoes, because like this is made mob, but this is actually some shit that we made. So like when people we're out of town and we at the airport, or if we're just walking anywhere and people say that they love our shirt, that means more to me than anything. So I appreciate that, bro.
Nah, no doubt, bro.
Hey, Markel, ask one more. I forgot. Jeremy, I don't know if you play fantasy football, but I didn't do a great job. I forgot to put our order together. So we got the draft, but I forgot to put that order together, and I just got pressed to make sure that we in the right spot. But we good though. So hey, man, if y'all watching this, you know what I'm saying.
Nah, for sure. I got more
questions. Get to that, but we gotta handle this first.
Hey, so I just saw somebody do. I don't know if y'all heard of Moss Marketing Group, MOSS. They got a cameo, and they got one of the Island Boys to make their draft order, bro. It's the funniest shit ever, bro. I gotta send you the video. They posted it the other day. They had he basically they paid him to it's just content, but they paid him to get the order for him.
Speaking of content, another segue. Hey, shout out to you, bro, because you've been helping us segue to these questions without even discussing it beforehand. So you know what I'm saying, you know what you're doing. But content, you have been announced as the first batch of content creators for the Kansas City Chiefs this upcoming season. You're from the area. You grew up a Chiefs fan. Just walk us through, how that became an opportunity, and just like the entire process of learning it, and just how you feel, once you learned you had that opportunity.
Yeah, man. If there's anything I could say, don't burn bridges and just be a good person, because you never know what opportunity is going to come your way. You never know what door or what room you're going to be in. So once I started doing content, once my content started taking off after 10 long years. Anyway, once my content started taking off, we have a women's football team, the Kansas City Glory. Did y'all know that?
Yeah, I've heard of them. I've never seen too much about them though, but I heard about it.
They be going crazy. So we got a women's football team. Shout out to KC Glory. I think she's the kicker, or she's one of the coaches, but they reached out to me and said, "Hey, come to our tryout." And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be refereeing flag that day. I'm gonna just pop over and say what's up to the tryout. So I went over, met them, and they was like, "You got to come out to one of our games." And then I just supported them, bro. I was like, fuck it, yeah, I ain't never, I'm gonna come out to the game, show them some love. They had me out on the field and whatnot, and this and that. And then I just kept a relationship from there. Lo and behold, one of the ladies works for the freaking Chiefs, and I had no idea. So, I'm just making, just genuine connection, just keeping in contact with her, And then as the season comes around this year, I know another lady that works for the Chiefs, and I was like, hey, who can I reach out to social media wise to try to figure out if I can record at the training camp or something like that. So as I reach out to the lady for the training camp credentials, she's like, oh, by the way, did you know that you're a part of our Kingdom Creator Group this year? And I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? So then apparently they had already been talking to my agency to get me into the Content Creator Group program. But I was suggested by the lady, her name is Sheila, that I met at the Kansas City Glory. She put my name into the hat to be a part of the Content Creator Group. So shout out to her.
That's what's up. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. So they got in contact with each other. They got in contact with them, and then boom. Next thing you know, that's how that came about.
So does that mean that you're like at all the games? They're gonna see you at these home games, and like, where can these people find you? Are you gonna be able to interact with the people?
Yeah. So there's like, I want to say there's like 30 of us. I think there's like 30 of us. we're gonna be at different games. We're gonna be at different games, Chiefs events. We're gonna be at different like host parties and stuff like that. So everybody kind of does their own thing. Me personally, I want to be more involved in the community. So hopefully they have me at places like Operation Breakthrough or Harvesters or doing stuff like that, more out active in the community. And then I'm a season ticket member holder, so I'll already be at the games. They give us free tickets to some of the games. I want to personally highlight our tailgate culture, because tailgating is a big part of Chiefs Kingdom. And I did street interview, well, like man on the street interviews, me and my boy Jalen, just before the games and stuff like that. So I'll probably highlight the tailgating, and then I'll try to figure out how to highlight the referees as well. Like, for example, while we went to the preseason game, and I didn't want my content to kind of seem cheesy. So I was like, okay, how can I incorporate talking about the refs without kind of forcing it? So I started the video off by saying things that I noticed at Chiefs game, things that I noticed at an NFL game that most people won't. And then I talked about the refs and what they do, how they warm up, what they do before the game, what they look for and shit like that. And that video went well. So everybody's content is going to be kind of different. But for me personally, I'm going to try to be more active in the Chiefs community off the field rather than just than only at the games.
He don't land.
Mm-hmm.
He don't land is what that sounds like to me. So again, congratulations on getting that. I would imagine that. How many of it is you guys? Like, is it just a handful of you guys, or is it about 30?
It's like, bro, it's like 30 of us, bro.
Oh, okay.
And what I love about it is it's smaller creators, and you got people with like 5,000 followers, and then you also got people with 5 million followers. So they really put together a good group of people, and it's not like they don't. I don't want to say like that they don't have an ego or anything like that, but it's like. They just really picked a group of people, bro. So they didn't care about your follower count.
What is that? Oh,
We got him.
we might be experiencing technical difficulties, but he was just basically talking about the. Are you good, Markel?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You know how the internet and how that stuff works, so we might have lost him. I'm not too sure. But
yeah, see if we can get him back.
We can get him back, bro. While we do that though, I just resent out the league fantasy because it's not. I didn't know it didn't let you change it 2 hours before the draft. My plan was to change it like right before the draft, so I just resent that out. So hopefully Muggs joining, but if not, we might just have to draft tomorrow. Get Muggs to join, but. Basically just recapping the conversation while we figured that out, man. Learned where to get his merch, learned how he got into reffing. You see, we tried to match the vibe with the jersey and the referee shirt. I know off the thing he told us he's got some stuff to do, so I don't know if we'll be able to get him back, but appreciate the time he did give us. Definitely something we want to, run back here in the future. Appreciate you guys for being active in the chat. Marcus, you are crazy. Mark Swan, shout out Russ. Bro, you cannot be having a nigga laugh like that, bro.
I could not hold that, bro. I could not hold that.
And like when you know who it is who said it, bro, like I damn near imagine this nigga saying it in a straight face, bro. Like
he's a fool, bro. He's a fool. Now,
yeah,
we gonna stick around for a little minute, see if we can get him back. You know what I'm saying? But
we talked about some stuff off Erica that I want to Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
Shador Sanders. Well, while we wait for the young ref if he comes back, if you
guys, watch out.
Go ahead.
All right, so everybody probably know by now, but Shador Sanders didn't get to the start. Deshaun Watson got it. This is nothing more than the money getting involved and not necessarily on the field play, because if you watch Deshaun Watson play football recently, he hasn't been doing his thing. But from the conversations we've been having leading up to this point, I've always been a believer that it didn't matter what Shador Sanders did on the field or off the field or the pressure from the fan base to start him. That $230 million fully guaranteed contract is going to keep Deshaun Watson the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, because that owner doesn't want to look wrong any more than he already looks. There's no reason to start Shador Sanders, who's on about a $4 million NFL contract, when you got a $230 million contract that you signed off on. Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns, he signed off on that. So he already looked crazy. He'll look even more crazy if he got $230 million holding a clipboard on the sideline. So this has nothing to do with what Shedeur Sanders isn't as a talent. I think everybody knows he's talented, but it has more or has everything to do with the fact that Deshaun Watson is making a crazy amount of money and the owner doesn't want to look, stupid. But, it's pretty much too late for that because he was pretty much the only owner willing to give him that type of contract back in 2020 when all of this came about. So this has less to do with, Shedeur Sanders and his, lack of attributes or his skill level, but more to do with the money. And Miles disagrees, but I feel like any quarterback making that level, that amount of money, it don't matter if he's better, he wouldn't have got the start over Deshaun Watson. And it's a lot easier to start Deshaun Watson and then replace him with Shedeur Sanders week 4, week 5, whatever the case, than it will be to start Shedeur Sanders and then replace him with Deshaun Watson. Those fans want Shedeur, but the money says Deshaun Watson. So that's pretty much what it is.
I agree. I'm sending out this last message. Well, I don't agree, but I'm sending out this last
You had it right. You had it
All
right.
I just sent it out. 9:15 BRB Square. Jeremy Barnes is back.
I don't know
What's
what
that
happened to
9:15?
my shit, man.
Hey, man, that's the devil trying to get in the middle of some good stuff. That's what
I'm saying. The devil is a lie.
Hold on. Can you hear him?
I can hear him. You can't?
I can't hear him.
I can hear him. I can hear you.
Are y'all finna do something again where y'all turn the camera
Should I
off?
back out?
Nah, that was not legit. I don't think he can legit hear you, but
Okay.
on StreamYard, and sometimes it can be a little iffy.
Hello?
I'm not gonna lie though, but I don't know if he had another question, but I had one more.
Hey, I'm gonna back out.
Oh, he finna back out and then join back and see if that
He
helps.
about to have on a damn Chiefs jersey next time I see him.
About to throw a flag at the camera.
Oh,
But no, I appreciate you, bro. I really do appreciate you for taking time. I know you got some personal stuff that you got to attend to after this, but the fact that you took time out of that and made sure to sit down with me and Markel, bro, greatly appreciate it.
That's all love, my boy. Like I said, bro, keep doing y'all thing, bro. Take this. This is just a start. And increase everything. Like, watch y'all videos, watch the analytics, watch all of that shit, bro. And increase. Like, try to get better every single time. And then if y'all stay consistent, I'm telling you, bro, that's all it is. The only thing that separates from people that don't succeed is the people that actually stay consistent and try to get better at what they do. And I think that y'all got it, bro. Y'all just got to keep going. Y'all already being successful with it.
Hey man, we're trying to get somewhere with it. Markel, you can hear?
Yeah, I can hear you for sure.
You can hear him?
Yeah.
Mark, did you have one more question, bro? Or did you have anything else to touch on?
Yeah, I seen you got to attend some World Cup events and World Cup game, kind of tell us about that experience and what that was like.
I have no idea what the fuck all of that was about.
Yeah.
But that shit was lit. That shit was lit. Nigga, I was watching soccer today.
Nah, for sure.
So I got to go to 2 matches with 2 brands. I got to go with Dove Men's Care, and then I got to go with J Lab. Shout out to J Lab.
Hey,
yeah. They hooked me up, J Lab. They sent me to the Columbia versus
goddamn.
Oh, I already love it. Stay focused. Stay focused. What is Twan talking about? Oh, he said when they do basketball.
They sent me to the Columbia versus Ghana game.
Ghana, yeah.
Gave me a kit.
Came uniform.
And I got to go to the Argentina versus Switzerland quarterfinal game.
Yeah.
Which was lit. And then I got to go on the field before the game.
Yeah.
At the quarterfinal game. So yeah, man, I just I was doing street interview videos. Again, my whole thing is refereeing. So I'm like, how can I incorporate my shit, my niche with my content? So I went out dressed up as a referee, as an official for soccer, and then I asked interview questions like, what's something that is a red card, or like give me one rule, or give me like this. And then we had a stat where like apps like Tinder and Hinge and all that, like the match rate was up 60%. So I was like, what's one thing that you would see on a dating profile that would make you give the person a red card?
Mm-hmm.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's
And
hard.
then some brands saw it, they fucked with it, and then boom, they sent me to the goddamn game, and I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, bro. Now I gotta I'm locked in with soccer. I ain't gonna lie. I've been watching. This gonna sound cheesy, but I've been watching Ted Lasso. Good show, man.
Yeah,
I
I
heard
just
of
seen
that.
they was at Gates or some of one of the newer episodes.
Good
or
show,
something
bro.
like that.
So we just got to season 2, but I guess there's 4 seasons. But I didn't want to just jump to the beginning. I was like, nah, let's go back to the beginning and start watching it. But bro, it's a good show. I've been watching Ted Lasso, but yeah, bro, that whole World Cup, that was lit, bro. Did y'all go out at all during the World Cup?
I was about to say we went down like to Power and Light to one of the watch parties for that Mexico game, and
Crazy. Well, that's where the flag came from.
Yeah, you see the flag, yeah. You see the flag, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing. It ain't soccer is the biggest sport in the world, bro, and the fandom is crazy, bro.
I wish Kansas City had that many people here at all times. I ain't gonna hold you because that, bro, it was so refreshing. I don't think I've seen that many people since before COVID, bro. And just to have the streets of Kansas City flooded, seeing people everywhere, and having restaurants and bars open later, and seeing all people different from different countries coming in and just celebrating, jumping in the streets, jumping and hugging each other, bro. It was a good time, bro.
Yeah, it was a bunch of love. It didn't seem like it was too much negative either. You know, it was a lot of good vibes and whatnot going on, bro.
And people loved it here too. They were saying that like it's small, but it's as crazy as it seems. They were saying that it's clean. But if you go to big cities like I don't even know. I haven't even been outside, but like New York, and you go to like, you know what I'm saying, certain areas in San Francisco, I see what they mean by like it's clean here. Cause I mean it is, but yeah, bro, it was good.
Probably just relative to those other places.
Yeah,
no, I was just saying, just relative to them other places. You know, New York, a big city, a great city, but everybody speak about how the rats is human size.
Because bro, they got so many people out there. I feel like you can only keep it so clean.
Yeah, facts. It's not enough trash cans.
What I think, do we even have 1 million people here in Kansas City?
I
think it's like 800,000.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I don't even know we got 1 million.
That's crazy.
It felt like 1 million at Power and Light, bro. I'm telling you, I ain't never watched soccer, like football. Pardon my French. Like I ain't never watched football like live, but we kind of compared it to like basketball in the sense where like even if you look like you could score, like even the chance of scoring, it's like a fast break. Bro, the crowd went crazy, bro. I'm smart. He ain't even attempted a shot yet, bro. I'm jumping horns, drums, and don't let him go. Don't let him make it.
You can see it happening before it happens.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like a whole build-up, which is why at first I was always like, the score is only 2-1. How is that exciting? Because, like, bro, that's why like the anticipation is built up. So when you finally do score, it's like you gotta let all that out. Yeah, you've been trying to train for the last 40 minutes.
Crazy,
you know
bro. And the people in Mexico, the Mexico fans at Power Line, they up there tossing people up in the air and shit, bro.
Well, we was there. We was there.
I'm gonna have to see your video, boy. We might
we might have to clip that, throw it on the clip. But what I was about to say, like the ebbs and flows of like a basketball game, you know, you see fans, they kind of chill sometimes, you know, when it's like a drought or whatever. It can be 0-0 in a soccer game, bro. If it looked like somebody finna score, if the ball get past midfield, bro, everybody stand up, they spilling beer, they screaming, you know, and it's that was really eye-opening. I ain't gonna lie. We always knew soccer was, you know, the biggest sport in the world because that's what everybody said, you know, people who weren't biased. But to be in that atmosphere and to really see it up close and personal, that was different, bro.
It was fire. And they just pitched in for they just submitted to try to get the Women's World Cup in 2030 here.
That would be live.
And then the rugby championship shit too here.
Ooh.
So
hey man, I think once they seen that we were capable of like hosting the draft, and I could be wrong, it's felt like okay, now that they handled that, now and I mean we got a good sports team, so I would imagine that helps a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like that us acing that draft really helped us show that, like, even though we might be a smaller city, like you said, amongst numbers, we have the ability, the space, the creativity, the people to like treat these events seriously. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy going on. Everybody was on the same accord.
Now, do you want to know the downside of all of this?
Let's hear it. That price go up?
Shit about to get pricey.
Hey, more people gonna want to move here. We're gonna have more events. Boy, shit about to go up, boy. Oh my goodness. Houses, speaking of which, houses out there on the Kansas side where the freaking Chiefs Stadium about to go, all that land and stuff out there.
I can't even imagine, bro.
I wouldn't
Great
even
if they moved that Royals. What they trying to move it down towards Crown Center?
They trying to move the world.
Yeah.
Yep. Rent downtown about to be crazy.
They gonna be the only ones living down there and shit.
Nah,
Crazy.
facts.
Nah,
That
man,
shit
but
crazy. Well, before we wrap it up and get out of here, is the goal for refereeing, you know what I'm saying? I know you say you reffed a couple college games. Is the goal to, you know what I'm saying, eventually be able to ref some NFL games, you know? Or
No, I'm
No?
just playing. No, I'm just playing. If that happens, that would be a huge blessing. Obviously, that's not every official's goal, but that would be a dream come true for me. But right now, I feel like my focus is high school just because I'm trying to get people to sign up to referee. I'm trying to get younger people to sign up to do it. I'm trying to humanize referees as much as I can, even though that is a part of the game, is like us being not humanized. And just bringing some excitement to the Kansas City area, because I mean, whenever I started refereeing, I didn't realize this, but like as I'm doing it now, I realize there's like high school sports is highlighted in the area, but you really only see it on the news. You don't see anybody on social media highlighting stuff in the area. So being able to go out to these small schools, I came from a small school. I went to O'Hara, and anytime you see anything about O'Hara, you just see it at the bottom of the screen, O'Hara 30, 32, whatever the fuck. You don't see any highlights or anything like that. So being able to go out to these small schools, I'm glad that I'm able to highlight the small schools and give them a platform as well to watch them go crazy on social media. So me just highlighting just the high school, Friday nights, everything right now is probably what I'm gonna stay at. I'm trying to start a family. Once you do college, you going a lot on the weekends, especially from August to November. You're not really at home at all. And then it just gets, more tedious, of time consuming once you get up to the next level. So my wife is for it. She said if I want to, she'll be down to do all that. But between me and y'all, I'm trying to shoot up the club soon. So like,
Hey man,
we that's kind of why we doing what we doing too. That's kind of why we doing what we doing too. We want to highlight the less publicized schools and athletes in general. And kind of just we already talk sports all day as it is. So just to kind of be able to dive into that lane and highlight those type of players in those schools. That's kind of what we do it for too. And what's my final question? Tell us a moment on the field that really tested your patience, whether it was a player, a coach, a fan, an experience, kind of give us some insight into something that really like tested your patience as a referee.
Y'all know who Javon Crudup is?
I've heard of that name.
Okay, he went to Raytown South.
I feel like I know that name.
Yeah, I heard of that name.
It's an old school player. I got a story about him. It was the first game I refereed, and I was like 14, 13 years old or whatever at the time.
He can hoop?
He hooped at Raytown South.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Big dude, big motherfucker.
Yeah,
and at the time at 13, I was not a big motherfucker. So I'm refereeing the game, and I might have messed up. Who knows? But boy, did he let me hear it. And bro, this goddamn fly. He let me hear it, bro, and it deterred me from wanting to ever referee again. And that tested my patience, and I didn't like right now I'm hella patient, bro. Like it takes a lot to get under my skin nowadays, honestly, which is a blessing and a curse, because some people take that as a weakness and they try to get over on me, but whole time you really fucking yourself over. But regardless, he was yelling at me and all this other stuff. And then coming towards the end of the game, my dad was like, I told my dad, I was like, bro, I never want to referee again. Like, this was the worst thing ever. He was like, reach in your pocket and tell me how much money you made today. I think I made like $150. He was like, never let another man take money out of your pocket just because of how they make you feel.
Dang.
And that was a life lesson for me. And I was like, I stick to that to this day. Like, okay, he might have made me feel bad in that moment, but at the end of the day, I got through it and I still made money. So I can't let somebody else get me in my feelings to stop me from making money. So, and I also had, and this is why whenever you're an official and you starting off, you're normally paired with an older official who has been in it so that they can help you with those situations. I was with a guy who was like, we were both first or second, third year officials because we were short officials and we had to do with what we can. I have a guy, his name is Trenton Engler. His dad, Scott Engler, helped me with basketball. So his son reached out to me and told me that he had a similar situation happen like this past year. And I talked to him And then long story short, he got through the situation, but then I just saw him again the other day and I was like, hey man, how many, I hosted a class of intro to referee. And I was like, whenever you're officiating, they try to pair you with somebody so that they can take care of you. And I said, perfect example. I said, you had that incident happen, right, Trenton? I said, how many games have you refereed total? And he said he's refereed over 200 games. And I said, and how many times has that incident like that happened? And he said, one time. I will take those odds, bro.
Facts.
Like what, bro? 1 out of 200 games?
Come on, bro.
I'm taking those odds. So that like it's just moments like that that test your patience. But recently, I haven't had any. Knock on wood, I don't have any this season. But yeah, man. One thing that eliminates that is knowing the rules. You can eliminate a lot of that by knowing the rules and communicating with the coaches.
For sure.
For sure. We for sure appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot going on. You know, you got your hands in a lot of different lanes. You know, you're doing your thing. So we appreciate you just, you know, for showing us love and being humble, you know, to come chop it up with us. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely appreciate you for that, you know, for sure.
Absolutely, brother.
Hey, plug that clothing website one more time, just in case they might have missed that part of the interview. Where can they find the Be the Difference brand?
The Young Ref Shop. Go to the Young Ref Shop. The Young Ref Shop.
Yes, sir.
That's it right there. And if they don't know, week 1, high school football coming up. What game you reffing this week?
Green Valley versus Ruskin. One of the I ain't gonna out them. I ain't gonna do that.
All right.
I'll tell y'all off the camera. I ain't gonna do it.
We appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all, man.
Bro. We chop it up.
For sure. Do I just hop off